Battletoads is one of my favorite Nintendo games, and so this special miniseries is a complete retrospective and review of every game in the Battletoads franchise. The main reason I liked Battletoads was because there was always so much to do. There are 12 levels, and almost each one is unique, leading to a very diverse game. First, you start with a regular 3D plane brawler, but it all goes crazy from there. You swing down a vertical vine, race cycles at the speed of light making mad jumps, survive a 2D ice level, surf deadly rapids, jump on moving snake platforms, fly airplanes through a fire pit, move up a vertical level, navigate a pipe maze with underwater swimming segments, race a rat down a vertical maze, outrun a speedball with strange mechanics, and finally, climb a tower in what is one of the hardest levels in Nintendo history. And did I mention there are also some bosses? You fight a giant mech from its point of view, a giant rat, Big Blag, a giant machine man, Robomanus, General Slaughter, a giant ball disc, and the Dark Queen. There have been many reviews on Battletoads, so I'm not going to go too much into the game, but there were 5 ports of this game. This episode will look at those ports. First up, the Genesis version of Battletoads, which is an exact replica of the Nintendo game on a more powerful system. Almost everything is 99% perfect. Even the music sounds the same. There are some differences, however. 1. There is no opening story. 2. The music is missing from the map screen. 3. Turbo Riders. The hit detection here is completely different. On the Nintendo version, you can exist a millimeter away from a block and switch between barely tapping up and down to master avoiding the pillars. In the Genesis game, you have to be near the absolute top or absolute bottom to avoid them, making this level much harder than the Nintendo game. But the area where you jump on your own has bigger platforms, making this part easier. One glitch in the Nintendo version was flying high into the air on your cycle and your surfboards. This was always amusing to screw up with the system. Sadly, you cannot do this here or in any other port. Number 4. It is harder to jump here because you automatically hit the ceiling. In the Nintendo version, you had more air, making it easier to jump onto the moving platforms. Number 5. Judging the rapids, you can hop over logs without having to move up and down between them. You just have to judge the way you're skipping on the water. In Genesis, however, you get hit regardless of where your board is. Like the Nintendo game, the boss is cheaply beaten here just as he was in the Nintendo version. The Genesis version is fun, and slightly easier in most places, but slightly harder in 2 of the levels. All in all, this is a completely perfect port of Battletoads that I would recommend playing. Next, the Game Gear. The Game Gear version is a smaller version of both. The landscape is smaller, but it seems to have the entire level. Now, there is no score to keep track of on the screen. Instead, it shows you this when you die. The only gameplay difference is that you can no longer duck in 2D stages, and the level warps are missing. The speed race is completely different in setup, so you have to learn it all over again. When it comes to replicating the levels, Level 1, the fighting stage, Level 4, ice stage, are the only levels that are near exact replicas of the original ones. Level 5 is a complete redesign with just the same surfing concept. You have the ability to jump while on the surfboard though, making this level incredibly easier. And check out that hilarious drowning animation. Level 6 is a complete redesign of the snake pits. The oddest thing is that you don't have to time your jump to land on the snake above you. This time you just simply fall to what you think is your death, only to fall on what is another snake. Level 7. There is no sound or forewarning, however, to preview any obstacles, so it can be a little disorienting. The air ducts, the massive pink pipes, and the racing a rat to defuse a bomb stage are all gone. Dark Queen's Tower is much easier than the Genesis and Nintendo versions, but is still very, very hard. One good thing about this level is the ability to jump beyond the platform and have it vanish from the screen, then be able to fall and land back on it. Usually, the screen only follows you up, not down, leading to lots of, oh the hell, where's my next platform? Deaths. The hardest part in this 3-part area is always getting hit by spiked balls, then instantly getting attacked by clouds. I mean, if you miss, your own attack will send you falling off the edge, and if you don't attack, you'll get blown off the tower. There's actually one point in the game where they did not put the bar and the platform close enough for you to jump on, and you will only just barely ever make it. But look at my reward once I think I'm safe. You can easily learn and beat every level, but I don't see how anyone ever beats the Dark Tower in either version of the games. This is where I always have to start using my save states. Finally, you can make it to the Dark Queen. You can't hit her at all in her tornado form, and no matter how many lives you have to defeat her with 1 life. When you die, her life resets. However, once you learn her pattern, she's very easy to avoid and you've basically won. And your reward is a reset. Nice. Overall, the graphics really steal the show. I don't think I've ever seen such a greatly detailed Game Gear game with a huge variety of colors and objects. This game is really fun to play, and to see how the levels have been condensed to fit on a portable console, and to see how some have been altered. If you have a Game Gear, you need this game. Next, there is the Amiga port. This story is redone completely, which I will post in another video for people who want to see all the cinematics. But seriously, the Dark Queen now looks like a heroin junkie. First, you'll see there is no sound. Then, you will find the stupidest controls ever. Look at what I'm doing. Jump and punch are the same button. You can only punch when jumping, which also means you can't get a running start and then attack, or else you'll immediately stop running and start punching, leading to long battles. I even tried to edit the game controls for half an hour until I realized this is how the game controls were made. And watch this, if you walk toward the front of the screen, you fall off and die. Stupid. They also released this on Amiga CD32. But guess what? This might be better, right? Wrong. It's the exact same game with the same bad gameplay. And still no sound for a CD game. I tried looking for playthroughs on YouTube, but no one will play it past the first level, and there's a good reason. Avoid this at all costs. This has been part 1 of the Battletoads Retrospective review. Turn into the next episode for the 2 Game Boy versions.